I'm going to go somewhere. I don't even know where.
Taco Bell.
Maybe. No. I'm cleaning up my diet once more. The 75 hard thing ended, and the fact alone that just obligated to stick with it fell off.
Yeah.
So trying to get back on it. Like today I made I've been doing good.
I love that.
It's like egg whites, chicken, and spinach just mixed up into one thing, and it tastes amazing. Feels good. Feel lean in the mornings. Yeah.
Fluffy in the afternoon. I'm just kidding.
I passionately hate feeling fluffy.
Yeah.
And I don't know, sometimes I don't know Sunday mornings. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I get fluffy. I feel fluffy. Like even like my rings.
Yeah, the swollen.
And I don't know, is it sodium? Is it coffee? I don't know. I don't think it's coffee. Coffee's like a diuretic, right?
Yeah. You need better water.
Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah. I need to try this water.
You need to try the water.
This living water. I will.
Literal, not figurative.
Yeah. You ready?
Let's go.
Did I already say it?
No.
Welcome to the Ancient Way. I'm James.
I'm Marlia. Welcome to the 100th episode.
The official 100th episode. We have an unofficial 100th episode, for being honest, that we recorded.
Yeah, but let's not look into that one.
Yeah. We were brain dead.
Listen.
Zombies in that episode.
Man, and we hadn't even, neither of us were drinking alcohol, but I was slurring my words.
Yeah. Dozing off, yeah.
Yeah. I think I yawned 15 times in the middle of it.
Uh-huh.
It was wild.
Yeah. So we figured if we recorded now, before we hit that spot again, we'll have a good,
it'll be
energetic
a solid
episode. Oh, yeah. 100 episodes. Who would have thought? I'm not so, 100 episodes sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
But just the 2 years straight. And are we talking about consistency and follow through?
Yeah.
And wrestling. But this wasn't wrestling. This was fun. This was like a sustainable
This was the one thing I enjoyed.
It's the silver lining through
for the last 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah, really. And we've been consistent with it.
I know. We've had some of the
got tired
best ghosts. Some of the best guests.
We did have a ghost scream in the ceiling.
We
Remember
did.
that?
Yeah. That was crazy.
Epic. Yeah.
Do you remember I was talking to Zach about this on the episode? I was talking about displacing principalities.
Uh-huh.
And then we go outside and it's freaking snowing.
Yeah.
And that snow wasn't on the...
Yeah.
It wasn't on the radar.
Right. Yeah, specifically the snow. You were talking about that meaning displaced principalities.
About how snow displaces principalities.
Oh, yeah. Random. Go outside.
It's
freaking winter wonderland out there.
Yeah, and it wasn't even on the radar.
Yeah.
I was like, that was weird.
I love that kind of stuff, though. It's cool because we catch it. And at the time, we have no idea we didn't know it was going to snow.
No.
We do stuff on here, and then crazy stuff happens, and we caught it. We got it recorded.
Did I share the dream about my snow boots on here?
Let me go through the 100 episodes and think.
Well, it was
when
recent.
Was it? Oh,
it's been really, really recent.
I remember you talking about snow boots.
Okay.
But share it.
Well, no, I'm not
on
going
the subject. Well, you told me about it. I don't remember if you shared it on here or not.
Just about the, I had a dream, though, that I was given a trophy and I graduated cum laude, magna cum laude.
Yes.
So I graduated with honors.
Yep.
And I was given a trophy. When I was handed the trophy, I was also handed a shoebox. And I had to take my snow boots off.
Yeah.
And had to put them in a box, and then I shut the box. Anyways, I knew that because I had graduated, it was like the graduation of the principality.
The displaced principality that you tread all over with your snow boots.
I didn't need it anymore.
Yeah. Like it's done with.
Yeah, it was done.
That's epic. Yeah.
Which ironically, not even ironically, realistically, right after I had that dream, it's like bang, 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 bang. Like I have had wide open doors.
Yeah.
Yep. Rolling doors.
That's cool.
So
consistency.
It's incredible.
Seeing things through to the end. That's what you did there.
Yeah, man. That's so important, I think.
Yeah.
I think it can be easy to get like, not even like complacent, but not see the value in really wrestling something or really going all the way with something or being diverted. And
it can be extremely difficult, especially if you have options to not wrestle. If there's a way out, it can be very difficult.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like you're wrestling and then you're presented with an option and you have that thought of, okay, I have an option. If I continue to wrestle, I don't know when it's going to end.
Mm-hmm.
And to the courage and bravery of continuing onward is a tough one.
Yeah, dude.
But it is worth it. It has to be worth it. Truth is like the ultimate, like follow through thing. Truth is like the one thing that is constant. And that's, I think what follow through is for us to be constant or something like that. I mean, it's like aligning with truth. It's like, I'm not going to move.
You know, I've had a lot of conversations here recently that, you know, because I have gotten way into surrounded by all these new age people.
Yeah.
And even some Christians that very into the mystic side of things. Which I love. I love that people are hungry for the spirit realm and all of that. But that's the one thing that I have realized when it comes to truth. There's such a hard, I don't want to be grounded. You know, like there's so much like spacey, floaty, kind of whatever deal, but people don't want to be stable. Yeah. They don't want to be rooted because they're afraid that if they're rooted, then they become in the system.
They lose freedom.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just been interesting. I've been observing that with people. You have the religious people.
I've been feeling that.
You know, it's almost like, it's just this weird swirl where people just don't want to root. They don't want to root themselves.
I've been feeling that in my own life. I don't even, I can't even remember specifically what, but is this, because there's also a determining, I guess a discernment of is this rooting the right, is this the way to root, the life-giving way? Or is this rooting and becoming a religious pillar? Yeah. And that's been a tough one for me.
Expand.
I can't, because I can't tell you. I just know my brain is like mashed potatoes. I know I've been feeling that.
What do you define religious pillar?
Give me a minute. You're going to have to give me 5 minutes. A religious grid,
like stubborn?
Like a rule. I would say. I'm trying to come up with one. My gears are turning, I promise. Okay. I had one. I hope this makes sense. I had a conversation. No, I don't need to go. I don't want to expose anybody. Never mind. Yep. Rewind. Yeah.
I can see what you're saying. Okay.
I'm sorry. I've got one.
Okay, go.
I'm sorry. With some of these, some of the new age people, right?
Yes.
Let's use the Reiki healing.
Yeah.
As an example.
Yes. That's what I was going to say.
Do I need to be, nope, that's not Christian. We don't do that stuff. Or would that be considered a religious rule? I don't know if that makes sense either.
No, I think that totally does.
Okay.
I think that, do you turn into absolutes?
Yeah.
Are there just all of these absolutes that's just I'm not going to go there?
And maybe the difference is kind of like what Mike Parsons talks about is it's not going to be a pillar unless it's rooted in that experience and it's tied to the Lord in it. That's the only way that it has the right to be a foundational thing.
Yeah. That's one thing I like about him. Not to just take his stuff, but he really touches on the new age thing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people say that he's New Age, and it makes me chuckle. He's so far from New Age. Mm-hmm. But the pineal gland, everybody talks about like the third eye and all this stuff, but he was like, the Father's never used that language with me, so I'm not going to use that language.
Yeah, that's epic.
And that to me is kind of paramount. Like when it comes to like rooted and grounded in truth, use the language that the Lord has spoken to you.
Yeah.
Use that kind of language when you're talking to people to connect or whatever. Yeah. You know, it's like, because I bet it pricks the heart because it's out of your own experience. It's out of your own grid.
Yeah, I love that. I love that honesty of that answer. Mm-hmm. That's not my language. It's not how he's talked to me about that.
And he's even said like, because he's talked about, he's talked about Reiki and he's talked about so many other things. And he was like, well, I just don't need that to connect to the Father.
Yeah, that's right.
That's not what I've needed.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
But he's not sitting there demonizing it or demonizing the people that have done it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, that's not what I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, which I thought it was just brilliant. He was just like, I just don't need that.
Yeah.
I don't need, and he's even said like, I don't need yoga.
Yeah.
I just don't need that.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
I love that.
Because I think there is that I was talking to somebody about that today, is like everything is beneficial or everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial.
Yeah.
It's like, what if everything actually has the green light to be redeemed?
Yeah.
But really your pocket is what is benefiting you and what is benefiting the very thing that you were created on the earth for.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you think about it, like the restoration of all things, you go into those pockets that will be beneficial for you because you will be the one that brings redemption into that.
Yeah, you're the conduit of it.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I think is one of my favorite is that I think a mature Christian is able to, like Jesus, be in the middle of anything. Mm-hmm. He doesn't like, there's no, I can't be around that or like shine away from.
Yeah.
If you're rooted, you can go anywhere.
Yeah.
And be that redemption conduit in the middle of it. You can be a bomb.
Yeah, I think about like Jesus with the legion.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Yeah. Or being around sinners all the time. There's no telling what that looks like. Yeah. Yeah. But I think we are supposed to be at a mature enough spot where we don't demonize stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like don't be away from, we can just go be and exude relationship and authority and truth.
I think it's not being dictated by that.
Nope. Like, right.
Jesus can be around every single sinner because he was never swayed by them.
Yep.
It even says that he knew the hearts and the intents of man and he never put himself, he never gave himself over to that.
Right.
And I think what sometimes that looks like is kind of getting in the mess, getting in the middle of things, but never being shaken because you're seated with him.
That's it.
And you're in that Ephesians 2:6.
Yep. And then you're applying him to the world in that situation.
You're showcasing it.
Yeah. In the middle of it. You can go to Golden Corral and eat salad. That's what we do. Is that a good analogy?
That's a terrible analogy. Golden
I think
Corral.
It works.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's true, though.
Yeah.
Or not drink the Tyler water.
Oh, my gosh. I've heard some stories about that.
Yeah, it's gnarly.
Yeah. Yeah.
More to come on that.
Yes, yeah. Stay tuned for that.
But what an honor, what a privilege we have to show up into spaces and I think...
Yeah.
I was going to go on a small rant about how even we kind of use the language of take the authority. And it's like, man, what if we stopped religiousizing some of this language?
Yeah.
And it's like, what if you just showed up as you are?
Yeah.
As how he created you to be. And that's actually the authority that you have.
Yeah.
Is being fully you.
Yep.
Realizing you are fully with him. And so you can step into any space.
Yeah. Be true.
Be true.
And then you don't got to do anything else.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and that's the authority.
Yeah.
It's the most authentic.
Yeah.
It's reflecting him.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of the linchpin about life anyways, is about the knowledge of knowing him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it's all about. I like that we've been able to step into these spaces on the show, different audiences and people. And
different guests.
It feels like different worlds.
Very, very much so.
Mm-hmm. And we get to go
much so.
Cameo in other worlds. It's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. I like to be able to connect to people. Because just because I can hear them out and I can hear them and be like, yeah, that doesn't mean I fully agree with what they're saying.
We can talk and listen and be receptive and
yeah, because we've kind of had this conversation. Like, there's several guests, I would say, or a few. They're like, we're not 100%,
sure,
on what we agree on with them,
right?
But I will never say like, bro, how dare you?
Yeah.
The
cool thing is we're able to hone in on the truth with those people. And I think that's caused some changes, some heart changes and some grid changes. It's not like, hey, let's just agree on this one part. Let's find a place and agree on this. It has like waves. It has an effect somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
I think it bleeds into everything else. That's what it feels like anyways.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite things to do is and this hasn't not happened, is whenever we have somebody on, we warm up to them real quick. I don't know what it is, but it's fun because it's going to happen.
Oh yeah. It's only a matter of time. You just kind of
expect, it's only a matter of time before we have fun and they are comfortable with us.
Yeah. And
safe. Which is cool. Because I can't imagine being invited somewhere that we have because we're not out there anywhere, really, compared to other things. So being invited onto a little show somewhere and going in.
You downplay us.
Oh, I know. But, I mean, compared to a lot of other shows.
You're right. We're not Joe Rogan.
No. Let's say little. We're,
We've grown.
We have. We carry a little bit of weight, Yeah. We have. But
around the world, which is crazy to me, by the way.
Yeah, it's funny. But remember that time we got invited onto a show by a lady? Kind of early on. And it was send me your demographics. It was just strictly transactional, just to gain more people.
Oh, I remember that.
Which is, kind of sad, but it's you're kind of barking up the wrong tree. But then it was well, should we go on there?
You know what I thought was funny about that?
What's that?
Kind of what we were talking about, decisions and stuff.
Yeah.
We let that thing pass by. And then look at the people we've gotten out of that.
Yeah.
Because we didn't, it was we weren't going to take the bait of promote yourself.
Yeah.
And.
Which I think for us, that was earlier. That was probably a year in. Which for us, it wasn't. I think it was earlier this year.
Yeah, it was early this year.
It's about a year in, yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
What's funny is that wasn't a thing we could gain more people from this.
No.
It wasn't a thing at all. It was she's trying to get more people off of us. But then we had the conversation of should we just do it anyways? Almost hey, let's be light in the middle of this, agenda-driven thing. I say that. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was a sweet person. Anyways, it was just funny. But imagine us going on a show. I would feel confident in it, especially if we're both on it. I think we'd be good. We'd be good either way. But what if somebody wants to come on there and, because then they're recording it, and what if they try to slip us up like a Pharisee Jesus situation, and then they post it? And
that'd be fun.
It'd be fun, but I'm just.
We would laugh and we'd get some badges out of it.
Oh yeah, we we get badges from that stuff. But that just thinking about these big people that have these big reputations for decades.
Yeah.
Hopping on with us.
Decades.
Decades, yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's sweet. But my favorite is all right, is it going to be 5 minutes or 10 minutes where they warm up to us?
Oh.
And they feel, safe. We end up having fun with them.
I love it because all of them are like, that was a pleasure. I really enjoyed that. We should do that again.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fun.
Joke's on you, buddy.
And I wonder, we've had a handful of guests this year. We've had some recurring ones, but I'm curious, who the new one's going to be, and I feel like we've kind of built some relationships with some of the older, like the other ones, which is cool.
Yeah.
And they have like wheelhouses that we can go to, and you know, we can bounce things off of one another.
Yeah, I think it's been cool because I even feel like some of the guests that we've had on, we've all had such integrated experiences.
Yeah.
You know, like you with Bobby Connor and the book, and then me and some of the Paul Keith Davis's stories and Mike Parsons stories. And
there have been some tangible, like connection points.
Yeah, but like we've all been having these same experiences. This like, you know, I remember for me, one of the tokens was I had this experience where I saw the Father and he held me and he said, you can ask for a hug anytime you want. And then literally I hear Mike Parsons say within a day, I had an experience with the Father and he said, you can give me a hug anytime you want. And I was like,
wow. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I mean, literally, like I had not heard that at all.
Yeah.
I heard that in my experience. And then that, and I was like, and that was in February this last year.
Yeah, that's epic.
It's just like, what?
Hey, it's the same dad talking to.
Literally, same one.
He shows up all throughout it. He's the one that shows up in it.
I know. That's what I think is so dope. That's why I love the similarities in these experiences.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that's what you grab a hold of.
He's the silver lining. He's that truth that's in it and shows up.
Yeah, man. I've been having so many conversations with people lately. A lot about psychedelics.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
I have to.
This is like.
This week.
I'm like deep in the psychedelic conversations. Everybody thinks that I'm crazy because I have all these mystic experiences and I have no drugs.
Right.
And they're like, how does this happen?
Yeah.
But, yeah, like I was talking to a guy and he was talking about how he really wants to do DMT because they all have the same experiences on DMT. And
they experience healing and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what's crazy is I've actually not been on DMT.
Yep.
And a group of my friends, we've all had the same vision at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, you don't have to have DMT for that.
No. I mean, we're built for it. We're built to function in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like, that's one of the things, like demonizing. It's like, I don't doubt that they experience breakthrough and stuff on it, but like,
totally.
What if
you don't actually have to go grab a substance?
And I think what the benefit of that, of like tapping into it without anything, is like you have the understanding and it's like the wrestling that comes with it. It's not a wrestle, but it's like
the process.
Yeah, it's not I don't want to say a shortcut. Because people experience stuff, you know? If it heals people, healed people's cool. But I think we're built for it.
Yeah, I've had a lot of these conversations where it's like DMT or mushrooms or ayahuasca or, peyote or ketamine or, I mean, literally, you name it. I guess I feel like I'm just a drug dealer now. I'm just kidding. A drug talker.
That's funny.
But, they do have all of these like healings that happen with people who have like PTSD and all this stuff. And I do think there is a place, because you have to wonder why did the Watchers come down and teach the cutting of the roots?
Yeah. Right.
Why did they do that?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about it?
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean,
if they had those properties already, why did they come down and teach that?
Well, they taught that along with like forging weapons out of, metal, and they taught a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Was it a premature? Without like devoid of connection to the Lord.
Yeah.
Like, hey, here's some shortcuts, you guys.
I totally think so.
Jump the gun, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like...
Yeah, you're not ready. They're not ready for it. Let's give it to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think people try and jump into this psychedelic stuff.
And it removes...
you become devoid of connection.
Yeah.
And so you can have... It's like chasing mystical experiences. Religious people do it all the time.
Yeah, sure.
Especially the hyper-charismatic ones.
Yeah.
They chase experiences devoid of connection.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, well, if you're already wired for it, why are you searching for that?
Right.
You go in looking for answers is what most people are.
Yeah.
They go in trying to get answers to something instead of finding connection with someone.
Right.
But
yeah, a lot of them don't know. I mean, it's out there now. Ayahuasca has become extremely popular in the past however many years.
Oh, yeah.
I understand the appeal of it. I understand the pull of it. And if you don't know, it's like, go do this.
Especially if you've had like severe trauma and you don't realize how transformative the Lord is.
Yeah.
Because religion has capped the power.
Yeah. Yeah, look at it from the big picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, of course they're going to go do that. Like I met with somebody who was telling me, man, I really wish I could remember the name of this. But they went down to Mexico and it was literally drinking blood.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. With some kind of plant in it.
Okay.
Drinking of their own blood.
Yeah.
And I was
what, you mean like their own blood out of their own veins?
Yeah.
Wow.
They like draw it out.
This is better than drinking somebody else's.
Well, I'm pretty sure they could do that too.
Yeah.
But they might do that too. I don't know. I just know what this person was sharing.
Wow.
But it was an 8-hour trip that this person went on, and they were in a hospital bed. Like they monitored them the whole time.
Wow.
But they were under this plant.
Yeah.
But their experience was that they had never felt so loved before in their life.
Wow. Yeah.
And so then when I was just sharing about like, because this person literally was like, well, it was like a father came to me and I was loved by my father.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I couldn't make sense of it. Like that was one of those things that I had to like, you got to weigh these things.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those too, like what's better, healed people or not healed people? That's one of those tough ones.
Yeah. But, and it was so beautiful, him sharing his story and the release that kind of came out of that. And, but I thought that was interesting because it was so much of, even in the Bible when he, I think it was Peter that basically was like, hey, these are the 4 things abstain from.
Yeah.
Like literally like drinking of blood.
Yeah.
And sexual immorality.
Yeah.
It was like 4 things, do these things and you'll be good.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can see why they would even say, hey, abstain from this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you just wonder, like, what is it actually doing?
Yeah.
So even though you're having this encounter with God, the Father, is it creating more of a disjointedness within you?
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you're already not aligned, was that just the space that the Father could finally introduce himself to you?
Right. Yeah, it's one of those areas.
It's wild.
And I've got no yay or nay on it at all. The thing that I stick to is I just fully believe I'm going to just tap into it. Yeah. And grow into that ability.
Oh, 100%.
Continuously. Yeah. To where, I think it's the point where we're in and out whenever we want to. Like that infinity symbol, that the intro, the core of it is in and out, heaven on earth, constantly.
Yeah. Where you don't need anything.
No, right.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm not advocating any of that.
I'm not
by
either.
the way.
No, I'm not either.
Because I do think that it's a fallen form. Yeah. And by fallen, I mean
lesser. Yeah.
Yeah, it creates more of a need for something. To me, psychedelic work is the same thing as binge eating. Yeah. To be honest. Yeah. You try to have these mystical experiences, but you're also trying to feel or not feel something by going into it. And you think that you're going in looking for understanding, but
yeah. Right.
You're really just searching.
Yeah.
But it's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Not to fully deep dive into that.
No. But maybe we should. Maybe we should later this year. next year. Maybe we should bring on some people.
That would actually be interesting episodes for me.
Yeah. We have permission to do whatever we want to.
Mm-hmm.
Granted by ourselves. So whatever we want to do.
Yeah.
If we're pulled in that direction, it'd be cool. I mean, I'm like, we tap into that stuff. Maybe there's somebody with authority in it, though. Mm-hmm. Maybe there's someone who has been there and done that and came back and
can speak into it.
Maybe there's somebody who could speak into it.
Who's not religious.
Yeah, right.
Because that's the thing. And what I mean by not religious is this weird, they don't hold space for people who are choosing to go through that.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by religious. Is like,
right.
I think there is an element of like, yo, I can see why you do that.
Yeah.
I could see why you would take that journey.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it, but I can see that.
Yeah.
Well, to me, religious people are like, don't do that. That's not okay. Don't that's an absolute no-no.
I think there's two things about it, and they both tie in together, like the meek will inherit the earth, the meek, the teachable.
Yeah.
That's what this is like, let's look at it and let's just be malleable. What does the Lord say about it? But I think in a seat of like authority and like maturity is that like, let's judge this thing. Let's look at it. I think it's immature to have absolutes.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I don't think there's understanding with it if you shut it off. I think there's a place, like I said, I bet there's someone out there who has understanding in this, and they would not have been there otherwise had they said, nope. So.
That'd be fun.
It would be fun.
If anybody has any stories, you should email us.
Yep.
That'd be a fun little.
That would be fun. And people want to know about that kind of stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
People want to hear about it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, maybe that's in the new year. Maybe 2024 is the year of psychedelics.
Or just opening up Pandora's box.
That's a new vein that we haven't explored yet.
Mm-hmm.
That's a new one. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe somebody has some recommendations. I like it. I like branching out.
Mm-hmm. I'll be the first one to say, though, I refuse to do psychedelics.
Yeah.
I won't do it.
Right, yeah.
I've had enough. I've gone on my own trips, to be honest.
It's almost like, yeah. It's almost like once you've went on your own trips, it's like, how safe are you if you just decide, I'm just going to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just don't. I have no desire for it.
Right.
Because I know what it is to not be in my body. I know what it is to travel.
Go on missions
in the spirit. I know what it like.
Yeah.
I know what that is. I know
it's fulfilled.
Yeah. It's like there's no desire whatsoever.
Yeah.
And the path that the Lord has taken me down for healing. I don't need that.
Yeah. Right.
You know,
Yeah. Well, my earlier years, I did some things and experienced some things. And what I remember is it's like when you're in there with the Lord, you're free. You have authority. But if you do it a different way, it's almost like you yield your keys. It's like, here, I'm going to leave my keys here at the door while I go in this way. And that kind of gives things a right to you. I'm not being clear.
No, you're not.
But I had an experience one time. I don't want to go into the details of it.
Okay.
I did some stuff.
Yeah.
A long time ago. And I was held against my will.
Yeah.
In the spirit by these demons.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. That's what this is.
Yeah.
Anyways. Fun story.
Yeah.
But.
No, I think that's totally real.
But I think when you do that, whether or not you have a good experience or not, sometimes I think you just leave your keys at the door. Is what it kind of feels like to me.
Yeah.
Personally, if I were to do that now, that's what I think I would be doing.
I've had several people tell me, they're like, man, I did mushrooms and it was a great trip and I was surrounded by light and there was love around me and like all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I think the thing for me is like, that wasn't transformative.
Yeah.
You have the experience.
Yeah.
But it doesn't transform you.
Yeah. 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 I don't know. Yeah. It's a weird one. I know it. This is just a weird area. We need somebody. We need to bring somebody in.
I actually have a lot of thoughts. I just don't want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would like to talk to somebody about it.
I would too. Okay, that's our mission.
Okay.
Is to get a guest in this field. In the field of psychedelics.
I wonder if Derek would be fun to talk to about it.
I bet he would. I bet he'd be fun to talk to about it, and I bet he knows people that'd be fun to talk to about it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll find somebody. Yeah, I'm excited to see who we get.
Well, for the record, I'm not advocating that we do psychedelics.
You already said that.
Well, I just don't want.
Yeah.
I don't want, because that thing gets perverted.
Yeah, right.
So quickly.
Yeah.
And I probably will say it 4 or 5 more times. Just because we're talking about it doesn't mean we're advocating for it.
No, not at all. No, it doesn't.
Not even a little bit.
No, right.
I think there is a place to have the conversation, though.
There has to be. Yeah.
Because otherwise it's
an absolute.
Mm-hmm. All right, well.
The end.
Way to go on our 100th episode.
Yeah. I think we charted a little course, though. I think it is something that would be beneficial for people to hear. I bet there's somebody out there that has the authority in it.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
This has nothing to do with psychedelics.
Okay.
It has everything to do with your voice.
My voice?
Voices in general.
Oh.
There's a guy that came into the store the other day.
Uh-huh.
And he is from Mexico, and he came up here, and he was like, he was very, very successful in Mexico, and he felt like the Lord told him to move here, and he was like, you have to shut every single door. Lo and behold, the Lord shut every single door.
Wow.
And then he told the Lord, like, hey, you're going to have to open the door. And then somebody dropped a ton of money and opened up a space for him to move here. And so he was like, I guess this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And so he moved up here, but he coaches on finding your true voice. Now hear me out. He said nobody has their real voice.
Wow.
Every person has trained themselves to use their voice in what they would be accepted by.
Yeah.
So he said, practice this. Lay down on the floor and record yourself speaking. Then stand up and record yourself speaking, and then listen to the two. When you lay down on the hardwood floor, that's your true voice.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a difference?
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
That's what I heard. I haven't done it yet. But I'm having him speak, and we're going to do a whole deal on it.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
We should do a podcast like that.
Where we're laying on the floor.
And just bring the microphones down.
That would be fun.
See if there's a difference.
Yeah.
We can half and half. No, we should just do one episode, not tell anybody which one it is. And then later on, tell them. See if there's a difference. Notice.
That would be fun.
That's interesting. I want to look into this.
Yeah. Well, the thing that made me think about that with the psychedelics was how things can change in an instance.
Yeah.
That's where my mind was going, is like even your voice and all of that is not what you really think it is.
Yeah.
And the breath work and how you can actually have a psychedelic experience just from breath work alone. And
yeah.
Anyways.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, good. We have things to do in the next year. We have a couple of things to do.
Get them in the door in 2024.
That's
2024.
It. Jeez, yeah, that's it.
Maybe that is true for like our guests. Get them in the door.
Yeah, I'm down.
I'm kidding. I don't know.
I don't know either.
All right.
Everybody, thanks for listening.
To that.
And 100 episodes of all this.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. That's it. Yeah. Okay. That's like If you enjoyed this episode of the Ancient Way podcast, drop us a like, share with your friends, share with your family. And if you would like to support us and what we are doing, and you would like to play a direct role in our growth and the things that we do in the future,
we have a donation spot at the bottom of our show notes. So you can click on that, give however much you want. We appreciate absolutely everything. We appreciate our listeners. And everybody that's already come alongside and encouraged us, and even everybody that's been on our show. So thanks, guys.